Premier League, Group Stage, Round of 32. FatTire.
And his opponent, teamless and from the EU. It's pretty late, getting on towards early, where he's from. In the top right, it's our red Terran.
NoobPride.
All right. So far we've seen that FatTire immediately went to that gold base and made sure that there was no liftoff. And I guarantee you he was very happy to see that there wasn't. So that worked out well for both players, really. I mean, I think NoobPride probably thought about it and then thought better of it, knowing that...
Well, that drone has just killed an SCV.
Oh, nice job there, drone.
I mean, in terms of pure cost effectivity, it's still probably not cost effective to have had this drone off mining from the very start of the game. But you cannot put a price on safety.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
actually, you can in an entirely real sense. It's about, at this point in time, it's about 100 minerals. That's the price of safety. But he did kill an SCV, so it's a bit better.
Mm-hmm. Yep. A little bit better, and you know, okay, at least he's not at the gold base. I don't have to freak out.
Yeah.
So.
I'm taking the hash first as well.
He's actually only got one in gas. You notice that?
I did notice that, yeah. I saw that NoobPride was doing that, and I was kind of thinking... interesting, because he went gas first, but with only one in the gas, it means that he's basically going to have enough for a Reaper at the exact right time. But he's got the maximum mineral income the rest of the time.
Yeah, which makes me feel like we may be seeing a bio play this time.
I think almost certainly. I think we're going to see Command Center followed by 2 barracks, unless he puts a few more into that gas in just a moment. Yeah,
we'll have to keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, FatTire does have his natural going down. Spawning pool. Actually went extractor first. So he definitely wants to have that gas already. He's already at 56.
I think it was hatchery then extractor. But,
hatchery extractor?
Yeah, I think so. Which is pretty greedy. It's not, 3 hatch before pool, but it's... And that is not a good idea against Terran. But it's about as greedy as you can realistically be when a Terran could very well... Oh, I see. He's putting them down to the natural. Okay. With this Reaper coming across the map, ready to pick off these drones that have been sent down to the natural.
And that bunker, right?
Yeah. Not a...
I'd like to see one of these drones become a spine crawler. Because
yeah, that'd be good, especially that one. This is kind of weird, actually.
Wow, he actually backed off.
Oh, the cow!
Oh, we got the surround!
No way!
Oh, does he have any more in production? No.
That was awesome.
That was, like, exactly what he needed. And he got the SCV for good measure. Wow, that was huge for FatTire right there.
The timing on that was absolutely unreal. Split second either way, and that would not have worked out for FatTire, and he could have lost more and more workers, but that was amazing. Catching that Reaper, denying the scout even, and now back at home, NoobPride's just kind of going, well, I better do some other stuff then, hadn't I? Finally starting to produce a few Marines. Not going for the predicted slightly greedier play that I thought he might have gone for. And instead getting a bit of a later command center and a factory to back it up.
Oh, man, no. Oh, he should have gone after the Marines.
He's going to get them, No, no, he's A-moving rather than surrounding. Better than nothing,
well, he's going to get a couple of them.
Yeah,
actually...
There
I'd go back down and kill that SCV, just for fun.
If that SCV remembers to attack, then that Ling is going to die, but it's not doing, it's just...
It's going to die.
That was really cool.
That was what, 8 Lings did all that?
Yeah, I'll be honest, that was a bit of a smack in the face for NoobPride. He had this lovely little Reaper thing going on, and then just turns up, fails abjectly, and then he loses a bunch of Marines to non-speed Lings.
Yeah. Wow, double fail in a row. Because he didn't get the cancel off on the supply depot. So it went. Let me look at the resources lost. 575 to 231 here at the 7-minute mark. And that's pretty much all Lings and maybe a canceled extractor.
Yeah, that was really funny. I really like that.
Yeah, that was good.
The big
Does he
place.
have one speed done now? Yes, he does.
I'm super interested to see where FatTire decides to go with this, because he's got a spine crawl at the front for that defense, but he's actually making a Bailey nest now and following it up with Lair. Getting that Bailey nest that early with that little gas being taken as well says to me that he's looking to go for basically a roach speed timing. Now that doesn't necessarily have to be right, and he could take gases, but I think the most efficient thing to do would be the Ling Bane or roach speed.
Well, we got one forward spine crawler. Okay, I like the Evos. There you go. Get the other one down, get the other one down, get the other one back down. Quickly. No?
Yeah,
Okay,
there we go. And there's the
there
one
you go.
hit scout.
Full wall off.
That's a good defense. Was it FatTire who took some damage to the Hellion counterattack earlier in the game? Earlier in the day, sorry.
In the last series? In the last series he
No,
played?
I think it was Series 2, where he attacked Terran and then took...
up.
Yeah, there've been so many.
He did the roach push, did a phenomenal job, and then that counter push with the Hellions killed just as many workers.
Yeah. And if he'd walled off then, he'd have been fine. In this game, he's got it. He's nailed that wall off. This is a really strong defensive position. And as you saw, those Hellions went from doing massive damage in the previous situation where they got into the base to doing absolutely nothing. Getting a few lings, big deal.
And good macro coming up here from FatTire. He's plus 14 on the worker count.
Yeah, that lava production really carrying him into the mid game as he takes those gases and gets ready to go for... Actually, wait. He's getting melee attack and ranged attack. That's unusual.
Interesting. Well,
That's
wanting the
so
+1 for Roach, maybe a Roachling combo.
But
I mean, that's not normal. But
Yeah, the one thing that they both benefit from is Carapace, and that's the only thing he hasn't got. If you're going Roachling, the only upgrade that definitely makes sense is Carapace. The other two are up for debate, but he hasn't gone Carapace. He's gone for the attack upgrade. So maybe he's got a timing in mind. Perhaps he's trying to hit a pre-combat shield timing with Banelings in order to one-shot Marines. But I don't think that is going to really be what he's doing. That's freaky and not really reliable.
Yep.
Yeah. Got a little drop heading across.
And Spinecrawler just went down.
In the back. What's in that? Hellion. So this is how they're going to get in past that wall. Pulling those drones could be bad. No.
Oh! Yeah, not quite enough damage there, but I love the glowing green Banelings here.
So pretty.
Getting Baneling speed.
Yeah, he really didn't do much with that push. And behind this, the third of FatTire has been allowed to finish because of the pressure.
Yeah.
There was no Reaper to continue it. There was no Hellion harassment towards it because it wasn't down at the time, which is fine, but it's not really what you want.
No point in dropping there, no units.
Funky. Very, very funky. This positioning on the Hellions, though, is quite nice. It's both a defensive one against Lings that attack from the front.
Yeah, well, he's 2 shots away from losing that medevac now.
Yeah, he has to take that home.
You really can't risk it now.
No. And he's actually going for... It's a bit kind of weird, really, because he's got, at this moment, he's got 2 starports than he has functioning barracks, you know. More starports. I don't understand his obsession with the Raven either. Like, it's good, but there's a reason why you don't really see them made in competitive play, and it's because one Raven is fine for a bit of space control, but against an army that is essentially Ling Bane, what are you going to do? Are you going to go PDDs? There's no ranged attack. Hunter Seeker could work, but there's a reason why a good Zerg can just pull out, you know, they pull out the injured Ling. They don't let it die, and Lings are so fast they can run away anyway. It's funky is what I'm saying. A lot of Banelings though, speed Banelings as well. And these could just try and bust through the natural. Got to go through the Widow Mines first.
He's getting a good scout here, FatTire. I mean, he's got 2 changelings that are just kind of moseying their way around, have not been attacked. I think he's going to get this one. Okay, he got the one. But the other one just wandered around the base. Makes me think of, do you watch the Carbot videos?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, it makes me think of that one where the changeling's walking around taking notes. That's what he's doing right now. He's in the upper left-hand corner of the base saying, okay, guys, bring the Overseer back so I can let him know. Hand him a piece of paper.
There's actually a big Ling Baneling attack towards this.
He's thinking about it.
Yeah, I thought that Widow was going to go off on the Banelings. Right now, the Mutas are just drifting past the Ravens that are going towards the main. Raven harass.
Oh, he's going to go try to break this door.
Yeah, he's going to bust through this with the Banelings at the same time as the Ravens are completely out of position.
Oh, my.
He's
And
in
then,
the
yeah, we
middle
got auto
line.
turrets over here. And he got in, the door wasn't closed.
Oh, that's not good at all. You do not want those speedlings in your mineral island almost as much as you
My.
don't want auto turrets in your main base. But there's a spine crawler there, and in this space, I mean, the lings are going to get cleaned up, but not before taking some substantial losses.
Wow. We got one auto turret that hasn't been able to be stopped yet. Queen's going to have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Or somebody's going to have to deal with that.
The mutants are now drifting in. They're going to pick off these... oh, no. Getting chased away by the missile turrets. Able to harass the third a little bit. And it's nice to see him taking that gold third as well. 6 mutants in production to reinforce these.
Mm-hmm. Not too shabby. That one auto turret did get cleaned up. The Queen nearly died. And yeah, this is going to force the recall of that command center. Ravens are probably going to use Seekers here. He's going to... Oh, no. Auto turrets. I would bail out.
I think I actually agree with the decision to go for the auto turret over the Seeker, just because if you go Seeker, the Muta then panic flies straight towards the Raven, and the Raven is just like, oh no, I didn't think about this, and then explodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Either that, or Mutas are so fast they can just run away and it fizzle out and wouldn't actually be able to deter anything.
That works too. I think mine is much more fun though. I really like I really like blinking stalkers that have been Seeker missile at Ravens, just watching them flee.
That's great. Yep.
Yep.
How many mutas we got on the field here? 16. No muta upgrades. But we're working on +2 melee and then that +1 carapace.
Yeah, that does make sense.
And 2/2 for bio.
You never want to be, and it does happen at times in the game just naturally, but you ideally never really want to be as a Zerg on a upgrade deficit, because bio with an higher upgrades than you, he's going to kill you.
There's no anti-air or anything. Mutas do not engage.
Yeah. I was thinking, you got to be really on point when using Mutalisks. The mark of a really good player with Mutalisks isn't about how much you get, it's about how much you don't lose. That's why you see the pro players with 37 Mutalisks. It's not because they've made 37 Mutalisks over the course of the game. Of course they have. But the reason they have 37 and another player might have 25 is because the pro player has lost 1 compared to the maybe 12 that someone in Masters has lost.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he's getting ready to move in from 2 different angles. I feel like those banelings are about to try to bust through that front door of the third.
You might be absolutely right there.
Oh no, get those mutas out of there. And he does, he goes right into the main. There's actually nothing mining at the main.
There have been some really, really nice Widowmine baits from the Zerglings here. And actually with these Banes going into the gold, all of the SCVs are dead.
Oh my goodness. And they're just kind of sitting there like,
no.
Oh my. Oh! He's down to 3 SCVs. He's down to 3. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that is quite bad.
Oh. Can I get on a scale from 1 to 100, guys? Tell me what you think that those Baneling hits were. Oh my goodness.
That is really, really bad. So now at this point, with the economy of FatTire, there's a lot of bio remaining, but the Banelings have absolutely done their job. Mules are good, but they aren't a 60 worker deficit good.
No, there's no way. He has to push. He's got to do it. I mean, I don't think he should. He's not in a position to push, but what other option does he have?
Yeah, he has to. But just look at the bank of FatTire at this point. The only thing holding him back could possibly be lava. Actually, it is lava. I'm just looking at it now. He could use a macro hatch perhaps, but other than that, his army is so potent. He's got Lings, he's got Banes. If we see this Marine Force push out, there's just no way. I think that the Banelings could trade as inefficiently as possible, and they just do it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was just the worst. That was the most painful Baneling hit I've seen in a while.
There are 4 Mutalisks just up here doing nothing.
They're like, well, we got the rest of the day off.
Well, yeah. We're good here. Going on a brief holiday.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This one Widowmine at the gold base of the Zerg player, he's going to have some fun in a second. Oh, actually went after the only unit that he couldn't kill.
A wise decision. This little drop being cleaned up, and that's probably, I was going to say it's most of the army supply of the Terran in a sarcastic way, but actually, NoobPride, he's only got 10 SCVs, but the fact that he's at 70 supply means that, that is a lot, considering 60 army supply, not that bad at all. Nearly
Yeah.
equal the FatTire.
I'd like to see him make an Overseer, that one Overlord that's sitting right behind the Zerglings and the Banelings. And just go start cleaning up Widow Mines. And make his life a lot easier. Starting to mess up the Muse again.
I feel like FatTire needs to just make an army and go and win.
Yeah.
He could have done it, but he was lava limited. And with that in mind, actually, there's a Widow Mine in his base. Look.
Yeah, you're talking about the gold?
Yeah, and the gold.
Yeah, it's been sitting there forever.
Here it goes. Have another pop.
Oh, now he got spotted, so it's gonna die.
Yeah, it just wasn't quite there.
Oh,
Where-
we have a little. He tried to do a drop over here.
It's just nothing. Every single thing that we see NoobPride try and do, other than effectively turtle, it doesn't really work. And I just want to see. I just want to see NoobPride try and stay at home and desperately make the army he needs to not die. At the same time, I want to see FatTire make the army that he needs to just kill his opponent and then do that thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think FatTire can afford to take some extra losses here just to start continuing his damage.
What FatTire
But-
can afford to do is take every base on the map that isn't currently held by NoobPride and still be absolutely fine. That's what he should be doing. Just because he can. It's there. More lava. Good stuff.
Yeah,
This
now
is,
he's cleaning up the only remaining SCVs over here. Actually didn't get as many as I thought he was going to get.
He was fighting the auto turrets for some reason. Not really controlling that well, unfortunately, and losing another Muselisk now to another auto turret. This is, this is 3 units. This is Swarmhost syndrome, just losing things that are worth quite a lot of money to something that is costing only, in this case, energy, which is at least a resource. But there are a lot of Ultralisks, and they're nice Ultras too. Fancy Collector's Edition.
Yeah, Collector's Edition Ultralist 2/2, which gives him okay, so 3 armor, 41 damage per shot, not counting splash, and Banelings. This should be like auto-destruct on pretty much anything it wants to.
Yeah, nearly double the Terran's army supply as well. Just sat there with his big, scary Zerg ball. And as long as he doesn't engage really badly, say, I don't know, if he ran into this without detection, then that might be a bit silly. But actually, he's coming from the south position. There's not that many Widow Mines there at all. I struggle to see how NoobPride's going to deal with this.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to deal with this.
Here it comes. I mean, it's the best engagement possible, except for how Banelings have now stuck him in a corner, and the army's gone.
And that's going to be GG here in about 5 seconds.
Brave.
Oh, and there go the rest of the SCVs back down to 11.
NoobPride calls GG.
FatTire taking game number 1 of the not yet winners bracket. And down 1 game and very close to elimination. It is
NoobPride.
And his opponent, in the top right, in purple, from Team Anna Kendrick, it's our Zerg player.
FatTire.
so 2 base roach all in, you say, huh?
That's what I want to see.
Okay. I just like this map. This is a great. As a Zerg player, I love playing on this map, which is ironic because NoobPride picked it. But it's ironic. I mean, the drops are feasible. I mean, you could squeeze in down if you go south and go around up. Obviously because they're both on the top side of the map, you can't really go for a direct approach. But he could also come over this, the giant tower thing they have, and drop over there. So drops are definitely viable here.
Yeah, definitely. You have to remember though, with the drops, there's not a lot of airspace.
No,
you
there's
can't
not.
you can't really hide medevacs as a Terran or mutas as a Zerg in these airspaces because of these giant floating force fields, or panes of glass, as I've always thought of them. But whatever.
Yeah, it's really distracting, isn't it? Because you think, oh, I'm going to go hide up in the corner, and then you get stuck against this wall, and your unit dies. You know? I've had that
You know.
happen more times than I can count.
Yeah, well, my response to that was to veto the map. So,
Yep.
uh,
Very frustrating when I have mutas and I'm trying to bring them around, and I'm like, okay, I'd like to get away from this base.
oh, I don't know if you just saw that at the front base, the very front of NoobPride's base. But basically, he raised the depot to stop the drone getting in. Saw that his worker was fighting it, lowered the depot to let the second SCV out, and then the drone just went straight in.
He's like, haha, get in. Nice. No, I missed it, but... Alright, well, here comes that second... There comes that natural. Now, the pool's completed this time, so this is different order than the last game for FatTire. He's actually getting quite a few lings here. Got 3 larvae worth of lings. That's kind of a surprise. I don't know if he's going to want to hide that from the SCV. Oh, he's going to try the bunker again. He's going to try the handy-dandy bunker again, but there's an overlord this time, just hanging out saying, yeah, okay. And he's going to split. That's not going to happen.
Really. No,
Even if the Reaper gets over here.
Ooh,
No,
get
I would go
yourself
after the
Sarah in that
SCV.
too.
I would split and take out that SCV. And there, he's got a spine crawler already going down. That's prime. Oh, and he got this.
It happened again.
It happened again. Oh my goodness. The only difference is the SCV actually got out of there alive. But
I gotta say, I really don't like NoobPride's build. Like, you can go for one in TVZ. You can do a 1-on-1 with 3 command centers. You can go it either goes CC Barracks, CC Factory Starport, or Barracks CC Factory CC Starport. And on this map, I would totally wouldn't do that. But it is still better than a straight 1-on-1 into a CC, because you could go Barracks CC the other parts of the 1-1, and it'd be way better than this build, because this turns up and does basically very little.
God. Is this deja vu? He
Yeah.
literally dropped something on the low ground again, and the lings came over and killed it.
He lost fewer lings.
Oh my goodness! This is just
It's so difficult to just do a lot. A lot of players don't go greedy because it feels risky. But if you go greedy earlier, then actually it is safer sooner. And a lot of players don't seem to get that.
How effective is this Banshee going to be with the Overlord sitting on top of it? Just set his big butt down on it to make sure the Banshee doesn't come out.
It's going to do absolutely nothing. It's going to be basically ineffective, in my opinion. He's not reacting to it yet. He hasn't put down spore crawlers, but he should be putting down spore crawlers. There we go. First spore beginning in the main. That one on either side, that's perfect.
Yeah,
I put them a tiny bit closer to, this is like the perfect defense. There's nothing these Banshees can do at this point, and that means the Cloak's a wasted upgrade, the Banshee's a wasted unit, and... Oh, there's the command centers. This is completely wrong, but it's kind of okay, unless we see the Roach Bane thing, which will just kill it.
Is he going triple? Is he going 2 command centers?
This is absolute insanity. I kind of like it now, though. I
like crazy.
Yeah. Wait, is that worker is queued up? So he's building a command center, and he's queued up a second command center, which means that until this command center is finished, that's 100 seconds. He has 400 minerals that he can do absolutely nothing with.
Should have used 2 SCVs.
Yeah.
The Banshee got 2 kills and walked away at 14 HP.
Yeah. Not too big a shot. I'm actually just a bit surprised it got 2 kills.
Yeah, I am too.
That is more kills than it should have got. We see a Baneling Nest now coming down for FatTire and Lair starting. These are pretty standard timings, but conventionally the Zerg has taken a third by this as well. So the fact that FatTire hasn't, once again, says to me that either he's doing the style we saw before, where he'd go for the later third, which made it easier for him to defend, or he's going for a big all-in. I think he's going to take the later third, but I still maintain the all-in's better in this situation.
Well, he hasn't dropped a Roach Warren yet. He's getting Ling Speed. It's still going to be a little bit. Baneling Nest obviously coming up too. And he's getting Burrow. This is the first time he's gotten Burrow. Burrow Baneling.
Very interesting.
Maybe at the bottom of the ramp.
You know what? He's making a lot of Zerglings right now. There's no Roach Warren yet, and there's no wall across the natural. But if we take a look back at the base of NoobPride, wall now frantically coming down. Although he's seen nothing to provoke it. Other than, I guess these lings are poking, but even so, there's basically no
Yeah,
units.
there's
I
a
was
hole in
getting
the
at.
wall, too.
There's really not any units here for NoobPride. And so if he was going for this roach attack, it would have hit 3 minutes ago with a buttload of roaches and banes and killed absolutely everything that we see here. That's why I like it on this map. It's super effective, especially if they go for a 3cc build.
He was waiting for Ling Speed to finish. It finished, and here come a lot of Banelings. 17
Yes.
Banelings in production.
That's really interesting, though. By making those banelings back at home when you have Ling Speed, you effectively delay your attack.
Yes, I agree with you. Usually you do it outside your opponent's door, a little bit away, but not... Yeah.
Just Lings
And
are the fox
purple
dealer.
balls. Look at that. Purple balls.
Ah,
I like them.
they're so cute.
I know, they're so shiny.
Ah.
Alright, he's even got more Lings coming out. We got like 20 more Lings coming out. Baneling speed's at 50%. Oh my goodness, and even more Banelings. He's just waiting for Baneling speed.
Me? That's
Oh yeah. He's going to do a hardcore Baneling bust.
This is the
And
craziest attack I've ever seen if this is building up to an attack.
there's no Widow Mines this time.
No splash?
There's 4 factories, but there's no Widow Mines.
We've got one Hellion, a missile turret, and a Raven. 2 Ravens. Let me correct myself right now. There are 2 Ravens, and one of those has enough energy for, let me just check, yeah, 2 Seeker missiles, which will mean that he'll have to literally move those Banelings away in order to still win the game. And I think his micro might be up to the task. I don't know. I'm not willing to put money on it or cast $1. But
27 Banelings and 19 Zerglings moving out. We got Mutas coming out on the field.
yeah. And Hive following this up.
Oh boy, he's going to go to Ultra again.
He can't afford to do that. He hasn't. It's his
No,
third. It's
but
way
he's got
too
his
late.
third down.
It's way too late. He hasn't even started mining gas from it. To go ultras at 13 minutes, you need to have had a third mining gas for about 4
Oh my
minutes.
goodness.
That attack.
Was there an army? I couldn't tell.
Oh, here they come. Here are the Banes.
Oh, not again. It happened again.
24.
Oh, and he might even get up
SCVs.
this ramp.
Miscontrol there. Bunker could burn down, but it's actually being caught by the SCVs. Even so,
Oh my goodness.
SCV count halved in that moment for NoobPride.
Yeah. Wow. Again. See, that's why I said I think FatTire has enough time, because he wiped out an entire SCV line. Nope, he's going Swarm Host.
There's, I would go so far as to say there is absolutely nothing that FatTire can do that would lose him this game if he goes Swarm Host. But if there was one thing that I wouldn't like to do, it would be go Swarm Hosts. It's not the decision I would make. It's just something that I think will work because he should be so far ahead at this point. He needs to focus on his macro.
Mm-hmm. And the only thing I got to say here is I'm reading the chat and saying if I were NoobPride, I would hate Banelings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, he has been able to connect with every single massive hit you could need. But he did get a third base down. NoobPride did take his third. And the Muta's just kind of having fun over here, killing anything at random.
Yeah, they can just do it too. One of them, oh, not now the Thors have arrived though.
Oh, and he got the Raven.
Do Thors do friendly splash to allied air units?
Is that a question?
Yeah, that's a serious question. I have no
No,
idea.
I do not believe they do.
That's a real shame because that would have meant that I actually thought that the splash from the Thor was what killed the Raven. I don't know if that's the case, but that's what I
No,
thought
he
I saw.
suicided the Mutas into the Raven.
Yeah, that's
He
well.
got it.
Yeah, I
It's an expensive gas unit.
still worth it. Just thought it would have been cool.
Yeah, no, one of those units that you would think so, because I mean that would make sense because random missiles firing every direction. But no, not
yeah,
quite.
chat confirms.
Oh.
No scan. Not
Oh,
doing.
Baneling bomb is down.
That is a. I don't
Oh,
know.
boy.
No, wait, really? Really?
Oh, and he,
I don't even know if that was good or not. Ascended's dropping out again. Just looking at that for a moment, though, that was quite interesting. I don't think that many Banelings, because they're a gas unit, is worth it to take out that many Hellbats. But at the same time, it really gives the Zerglings free reign to run around, taking out as many things as they possibly can before being picked off. With the Swarm Host backing them up, 9 more in production, which is a lot of Swarm Hosts. They are going to be able to lay siege to this Terran base, and there's really not a whole bunch that can be done with 3 Thors. They don't deal with Swarm Hosts very well at all.
They don't deal with much very at all. I mean, what if you came in here with 30, 40 lings? 30 lings.
Yeah.
I won't even say 30.
And he should just make more bases at this point. He's got minerals, and it's always interesting to watch how Zergs play at this point in the game, because you see some Zergs overcommit to expanding, and you see some Zergs overcommit to to units and banking money, and either one of them is nearly as bad as the other. You have to be super, super careful and make sure that you expand at a reasonable rate for your race, which is quite fast as a Zerg, whilst building up a decent mineral bank and rounding out your upgrades nicely. At this point, the upgrades for both sides are very poor, especially FatTire.
Yeah, I was gonna point that out. We got +1 air from Mutas, which he's barely using, and then we got +1 mech, which he should be way higher than that. Actually, just got +1 armor. Gonna snipe a couple drones here. But now we got Hydras on the field to help defend these Swarm Hosts. And if he can get 1 Overseer there too, he could really move that up.
Yeah, he really should have Overseers as well. Just to be careful with the Widow Mines. What can you do here? The Swarm Hosts are not doing very much, and he really... perfect. FatTire moving those Swarm Hosts up, getting them into a more effective offensive position, because they are pretty offensive, and they're going to sit themselves down and just siege up that 3rd base until it can't defend anymore. It's not a PF. It doesn't stand a chance.
Yep. No, absolutely. And those Hydras being behind that. Now, those Hydras have 0 upgrades. Now, he's working on 1, but, we're at 20 minutes,
Yeah.
Here comes some Banelings, too, just for fun. They're all just going to come hang out with the party here, protect the Swarm Host, and say, do your thing, guys. And he does have an Overseer. I'm glad to see that. Yep, he checked forward there with the Banelings and the Hydulas to make sure, okay, there are any units over here that are going to cause me a significant issue? No. Now, I don't think he knows that got lifted off yet, so after this first wave, he's going to change his rally. Yeah, he already did, actually.
Yeah, already removing that base. Good scan going down, noticing the Swarm Hosts. I think FatTire's seen that, but he's got to be a little bit... Are they going to spawn? That's what he's banking on. He's banking on those locusts spawning in time, and they are going to come out now. The Hydras are going to be able to tear through the Thors fairly effectively. There are no siege tanks to really pick off this ground force.
Yeah, and see, now the Hydras can move back. Let the locusts do the work. They're free. By the time he's done dealing with this, there should be another wave coming.
That's what they do.
Enduring, right? Yeah, he does have Enduring. It would be nice to see what I like to see in these situations is you get Overlord speed, and then drop creep around the Swarm Hosts.
That's really nice when players do that. See, he doesn't really have the Swarm Host count at this point in time to really keep the pressure on, and it gives NoobPride a window in which he could be attacking. He's not reacting properly to this. But after this wave, having scanned, I think he might go at it. I think he might try and have a pop.
Oh, got 1 Thor. Got 2 Thors.
2 Thors.
Not bad at all. Now, FatTire is maxed out, essentially. He will be here in a second or two. Oop, couple Swarm Hosts are in range.
Yeah, now just firing on the Locust, though.
Not able to get the Siege Tank, but you're keeping NoobPride busy, and you're making him force him to commit some SCVs to having to help out over here. No, there's a couple more. I'd like to see him spread that creep forward.
Yeah, he's actually kind of halted it now. I think he thinks that the tanks are just going to deny it, but it's worth a go with just a couple of tubers, and then you can chase up the rest later. It used to be Idra who was really good at that sort of thing. He'd jump the tumors about, and he'd have so many active ones on the map at any one time. And speaking of active on the map, base down the bottom that we've both missed. Look at that. Lovely going down. 2 bases, in fact. Getting that up and established during this engagement is really sharp by NoobPride. Means he's going to be able to perhaps keep himself in this game via the macro route. And he's actually made so many SCVs after his initial losses, shall we say, that he's now outnumbering FatTire, who's been kind of slacking.
Now, did you notice that we have a Greater Spire on the way?
Yes, I do.
So that's going to be a great transition.
Yeah, there's only 4 Thors, and that's the only anti-air that NoobPride has.
Yeah, and they're not the best against Broodlords. But FatTire's going to have to give up some units. He's going to have to do a unit trade, like probably these Swarm Hosts. Otherwise, he can't afford it.
I think the units he's planning on trading in these Banelings and Hydras now running into the natural.
Oh my goodness, yeah they are.
Bad day to be an SCV.
Oh,
It's been
no,
a bad
not
day to be an
again.
SCV all night. Oh dear.
Oh
That
my.
hurts
The
me in my
Banelings
heart
just kind of have
places.
free reign right now.
Yeah, really good tank count is going to prevent these swarm hosts really advancing, but this huge force of Hydralisks in the back is going to rip through the infrastructure of NoobPride.
Yeah, he got up to +2 attack pretty quickly there, and that is certainly helping out here with that DPS. And the natural is completely gone.
Absolutely.
Completely gone. I think he's
Wiped
transferring
out.
those work. Oh no. That's it. That's it. Our first 2-game set of the day, and FatTire is going to advance to the consolation bracket. I do want to congratulate NoobPride for rigorous effort